And there I am. Looks like I'm live. InShalla and Ashe. Blessings to you. Thanks for joining me. I am Tonya D. Thanks for tuning in and participating. If you haven't subscribed to my podcast, Musing with Tonya D, please do. This year, I coined it the Wisdom Series. And this week, I actually mused just about that. I have a couple screens going on, so if I look like I'm looking all over the place, that is why I'm multitasking and streaming. But the word wisdom, I actually just mused about the word itself on my recent podcast. You can check that out either on my website, both my websites actually, tonyad.tv or club.tonyad.tv, or on Apple. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, that one I do a weekly or a daily snippet literally called the daily snippet. And I change what the snippet is about every day. I throw in a card or a few cards. I look at the 4 pillars, the energy of the day, and kind of tune that in as well. So just some things to muse about. And as far as subscribing, lately it's all about these algorithms shifting and ringing the bell and notifications and so forth and so on. There's just so much going on anymore with all this change, just in the corridor of change, I should say, because we are really on the change. But last week I actually mused about mental clarity, the mind, in part of my energy body Demystified. So this is really like a program. It's like opening the door really to the world of energy if you're new to that, and just tapping into that world that we all can really tap into. You know, our mind, we have our local mind, and then we have the mind that's creative, and also an aspect of the mind that truly gets us in some trouble. It's kind of the negative Nelly in our corridor, or that narrative that kind of, it sideswipes us. I prefer to channel both aspects of the mind, the intuitive, bring that online along with the logical one. So it's like the Jedi Force meets Spock out in the corridor. And so we have all this information coming in. But today I kind of want to talk about stage 4 in this program that I created and what it even looks like. It would be really nice to actually all of us have the ability to bring our dreams into being. And if I move around, it's because my little boyfriend Didymus is like right behind my little butt here. He wants to be on the show, I'm guessing. But dreaming into being our heart's desires. What does our heart desire authentically? Into tapping into that power, and create whatever it is and bring our heart online. And like discover an aspect of what our soul really is calling for, our soul's narrative. So it's in this stage where imagination is just one of those forces behind our dream state. I do this a lot when I do my cowrie shell divinations. I study with indigenous technologies and shamanism. So I kind of cascade into both gateways into this whole program. But dreaming and creating, it's time, honestly, I feel like we follow a new set of rules, tapping into our creative expression, using our imagination to really create life, like living life. We kind of do this all the time. And awareness is actually just one of the keys to access what our heart truly wants in creating and in co-creation with Creator. That's a long one, right? So it's in this aspect, in this stage, where I cover all of these things and a little bit more, or kind of the nature of it, where creation comes through you, not to you. And then we all have creative abilities. They're all different. I'm being called right now to write a book. And sometimes it's really not easy to engage in creation. We procrastinate, and that holds us back. So especially, if we come from this aspect or a place of our ego space, that actually comes later. So, we might have this desired outcome, but is that desired outcome only driven by this force of your ego, and then what? So in the Dagara, when I do divinations, it's called the forces of adversity. And there's a bunch of those little forces of adversity that get in the way of our magic, right? And what happens is our tower of truth then comes literally crumbling down. So if we don't have a great foundation to start from, and we come from an aspect of ego, whatever it is we're trying to create will literally fall apart, really. So how do we cascade the world of dreams and visions? So I cover a few of these things in the stage. It's like daydreaming, night dreaming, lucid dreaming. So the senses in our dream state and journeying outwardly beyond our skin, and also traveling deep inside our spirit, the total outside of spirit, the void, the oneness field, intentions, which this, I'm calling this fabulous new moon. I create these musing moon meditations, but this particular new moon coming up, we've got like the lioness meets the lion in the gate kind of thing. So I'm super excited about it. If you haven't found my musing moon meditation, it's in the corridor as well. It's free. It's my gift. I do them monthly. I do a full moon and a new moon. But we have, just allowing, this is a great time to just allow a guardian spirit, the great spirit, and bring in both the upper world, the lower world, and we kind of are in the playground of the middle world in some ways. A lot of this is seen as a garden, a personal sacred garden. And we have these unlimited possibilities in this territory to play in, where we can experience our dreams with our full beingness, our full essence, and our senses. So when the dream forms, you kind of just allow it to birth inside and then outside of you, kind of simultaneously, and emerging out into the world. So, you really want to engage with the dream realm, and more importantly, the imagination, and live in the dream and bring the dream out. And I know it probably sounds a little woo-woo, but, it's definitely where the magic is, when we can grab that essence and bring it forth into the physical reality. In this stage, I think there's 7 little mini videos. It's all about manifesting through your dreams and creating your dreams into being, and the imagination, the visualization, and even, the assistance of the not so great dreams, because there are messages there. I think sometimes we need to shatter our reality and the chaos kind of things, So it's kind of like this blending and this merging of these cosmic energies. So we can step to this clear channel of optimum growth. I always say I subscribe to a different channel. And, the narrative sometimes it feels heavy, but we're heading into this totally new portal of openness and dimensional innovation, really, and what that looks like to shift the narrative. It's like no longer looking in the rearview mirror and looking into the light and beyond in the star grid, where we get sometimes you might have an emotional outburst or something that flares up that's not common in your beingness, or part of your everyday nature. What happens is you're really in a growth period, and I feel like through the experience of the last couple of years, we're in a galactic, global, futuristic period of change and transformation. So the key really is to get into the flow and not resist it, kind of step out of it a little bit and look at it through a different perspective, a higher view, a galactic view, because we truly are in this arena of change. So in this stage, there's kind of like 5 steps. There's different energy channels we can use. There's, different ways where we can bring in healing. When healing to me is a vast word, it means a variety of different things. We have creative energy, not just for ourselves, but also for others. We can run our energetic field, and we often just think of our bodies as this physical energy, but there's also, these subtle energetic channels that we can use. To me, really, it's like having our own radio dial where we can shift the frequency and shift what we subscribe to. Maybe your heart needs to come online. Maybe you need to open up your third eye. Maybe you need to talk to spirit more, whatever it is. in the subtle energetic fields and those channels and shift that narrative. So, you know, we have the cosmic energy, we have the earth plane, we have our physical body, and all of these energies plus more really are percolating like a coffee pot. When you start putting the grounds in the top and it starts boiling, you know, creates its own soup. So it's kind of a good idea to just keep our fields running with kind of this, kind of what I would look like a safety net, a container. Plus, I have some awesome meditations. I love meditating myself, just connecting to the God channel. That's just kind of a way to do that and just discover different energetic fields and those channels that we can subscribe to authentically and even how to run them. So, you know, the energy, body, and healing. So, you know, sometimes we pick up the energy hiccups of an ancestor, even a friend, someone who we're in relations with, a manager, a boss, really whatever. It could even be a pet. Didymus is sitting right behind my butt. But yeah, I just wanted to explore some ideas of what is in this stage of the energy body demystified, and totally offer out, you know, my Musing Moon meditation is out there. I'm actually super excited about this one. Like I said, we have the lioness and the lion's gate kind of merging. So whatever it is you want to innovate and bring into your reality from your heart space, just make sure it's innovative and different, and maybe something unexpected, something that you know, you can't see or dream into, but actually bring it manifest. So with all of that, InShalla, Ashe, and look at that, it's 11:11. Brilliant. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the other side. All these things